Hey guys, Adam here, and welcome back to Strong After 40 Athletics. Now, if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and let's get this started. Now, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. Mondays are not one of my favorite training days. I'm usually very busy on the weekends, being a dad and just life in general. And so I don't usually eat enough. I don't eat good enough. And just with the chaos of the weekend, I'm usually stiff and not 100% on Monday. And it just so happened that we're doing Muscle Snatch, which is a very technical lift with a lot of moving parts and can be difficult for a beginner to get a handle on. Okay, so let's back this up a little bit. So when Amanda sits back down with this bar, because we've been doing so many Romanian deadlifts, you will see that she is in the perfect position to engage this lift. Okay, right there. But when she stands back up again, you're going to see that before she even hits her knees, her arms are already bending. See, right there. And she never reaches full extension. She doesn't use her lower body. She's pulling with her upper body, which is a big mistake that beginners make. You'll see it here again. Right there, okay? Instead of keeping her back and her arms tight, she's already trying to pull the weight over her head. And because it's just the empty bar, she can muscle it over her head. But that is a common mistake that beginners make. Now, kudos to her is that she is trying, and she is still getting some benefit out of this lift, just not the full benefit, because she is not accelerating enough past her knees to reach that full extension of the hips. And you'll see why in Olympic weightlifting, weight additions are often in small increments. So here we are now with 5 extra pounds added to each side, 10 pounds. See, and she can't get it over her head. And if we slow down the lift this time, you'll see what adding 10 extra pounds can do to the timing of this lift and the importance of accelerating once you get past the knees. She starts on the floor. She probably should have started from the Romanian deadlift position, but you'll see here that before she even reaches the knees, she's trying to pull it over her head, and you're just not going to do that. You have to keep that back tight, those arms tight, everything tight, accelerate past the knees, get that full hip extension, pull the elbows high, and muscle it to full lockout. Then onto full back squat, and after 3 or 4 good warm-up sets, we finished off with a few heavy doubles and singles. Amanda's back squat is really improving. She still has a few kinks to work out. She's getting well past parallel on most of her sets, but she's still pushing back a little bit. Instead of leading with the head and the shoulders and pushing those knees outward, which is driving her hips up and back. And she gets nice and deep on this 95-pound squat, but you'll see that she pushes back off of her heels, forcing her hips back, and her knee can't maintain that over-the-toe position. And a nice PR squat here, again, well below parallel. Just a little technique issues to work on, but she's come a long way in 6 months. And those are minor things that can be improved on. And I finished out the day with 335, no belt. And I felt pretty good about this. It was nice and deep. And the first time I've gone 335 with no belt. And then we moved on to a lift that I haven't done before, which is a standing overhead press 5x5 with added resistance bands. So we used the mini reds in this case, and I really enjoyed it. And it was very challenging. And I think if you want to improve on your overhead press, you should work those in. Now, Amanda, because of the tightness of the bands, and I think they added more than 30 pounds, was too heavy for her. So we went back to a regular 5x5 for her, and she's made some great improvements. And this 135 with the mini red bands it felt pretty heavy. You really had to get a strong power position, squeeze those glutes, pressurize that core, and
Push to the ceiling. One more. Push. Yes.
And I finished off the day with a 145 plus the mini reds, and it felt heavy. It was definitely challenging, but it's a great lift, and I think I'll probably keep using these, and hopefully they translate well to a bigger overhead press. And that was a tough Monday lift, but nice to see Amanda hit that solid PR on back squat. If you found this video helpful, especially that slow-mo on the muscle snatch, give us a like and subscribe to this channel. And stay tuned for episode 29 of The Ways.